So, guys, slight addendum to not last week's, the week before. Oh, it's a great fucking start. 2022. Welcome in, everyone. How you doing? How you doing? We hope you're well. Yeah. So we noticed when we wrapped up recording of the last episode that we missed off a couple of things. I, for one, never told you what my worst movie of the year was last year. Which is Spiral. Fuck Spiral. Spiral can get in the bin. And I don't want to talk about it anymore because it'll just make me angry. I also never told you what the hardest boss was on the Shield only charity run I did. The answer was Nameless King, but I think you all knew that was going to come.
Yeah, I could have saw that one coming.
Yeah, what a bastard. It's just so hard to hit him because he won't sit still. The second phase was actually way easier. It's just the first phase when he's flying. Well, he's flying around in the first phase, and when you've only got a shield, trying to hit him is a problem because you can only hit like directly in front of you. So
fair enough.
A bit of a prick. It's a bit of a prick. And lastly, I also stated that Ghostbusters was my film of the year, but we recorded that the day before I went to see No Way Home, and I've changed my mind. No Way Home was the best film of the year. That film was amazing. Oh man.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my god, it was so good. So good.
Still yet to watch it.
I go web gold all over the cinema. I tell you. But yeah, so that's what we missed last time. So there you go, listeners. You've been rewarded for sticking with us. That knowledge.
Although Spiral may have been your worst film, it wasn't my worst film.
Did we miss off yours as well?
Well, mine changed.
Oh, okay. We're allowed to change.
Mine's Matrix 4.
Oh.
Really?
I fell asleep
I think I'm going to see that tomorrow.
Oh, why?
Because it was boring and I was tired.
Fair enough. Did it make you tired, or were you tired before you went in?
Both.
Okay. Well, there we go. There's a very summarised review of The Matrix. I'm probably going to see that tomorrow, so I will probably let you know my thoughts on the next episode. So, yay.
It wasn't... like, myself and my friend is sitting next to me, and then I think there was another guy, someone else I know, he was a bit further down. All three of us fell asleep.
Good. Are you sure you weren't hijacked into the Matrix? Were you really sleeping, or were you actually living there? Is that the only time you were alive? And when you were in the cinema, that was all an illusion?
Who knows? Oh. It was definitely a very interesting cinema experience. A lot of people left.
Really?
Yeah. And my mate turned around and was like, I was so bored. I was... I think we only stayed because it was just a group of us. But yeah, it was a interesting experience.
So without doing any spoilers, why was it so bad?
It's just not a good story. It was really boring. It was really slow. It's a long film, and it was just really slow. Whereas I think No Way Home is the same amount of time, and it does not feel slow at any point.
Oh god, no. The worst part of No Way Home was about 2 hours in, I needed a wee, and I had to leave the cinema for like 30 seconds. I've never peed so fast my entire life. I wanted to come back. I was like, oh no, wait, when do I go? When do I go? And I picked a moment. I thought, right, it looks like it's winding down just for a minute. Let's go. Go. It's a good pro. I'd give that I'd say that's how you can give a film a good review. Say, if you didn't want to go to the toilet, then you're probably having a good time. Yeah, you can rate films on that scale, the Wii scale. I don't think normal critics use that, but it's there if you want. So you're saying The Matrix, you'd rather go to the toilet or fall asleep than watch it?
Yep. I didn't pay for it, so that
Oh,
was
it's
a
all
win.
right then. That's fine. That's fine.
I got it for free, like a
If
few
you
other
got
people.
if you got torture for free, at least you're not paying for it.
Yeah.
I suppose that's the one upside to Guantanamo Bay. Really.
Welcome to Victory Achieved Podcast, a video game podcast. This is 2022. Fuck me. Where has the fucking time gone?
Oh,
I
boy.
refuse to fuck you. The squeals would be horrendous and would not make a good listen.
Like always, I'm Dan and I'm with Brandon and Chris.
Hello.
Hello. And we survived, guys. We survived another year.
So,
Wow.
how was everyone's Christmases, New Year's?
Oh, just as relaxed as always, because obviously I had my birthday the day before Christmas is always a bit of an interesting thing. And then obviously, likewise, because of COVID, we just basically, it was barely any family around anyway, so I think it was just mainly just me, my mum, my dad, and my brother. My sister and her partner came around. That's really about it. So, I mean, I'm reaching a point now where, it's going to sound so old, but my birthday's just starting to become another day, just not really do anything special. Then
It
Christmas
happens
came
to all
around
of
and I was like, special.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
so it happens to all of us, I'm afraid. Like, all your birthdays just become like another day.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of birthdays, listeners, by the time this episode comes out on Monday, it'll be my birthday the day after. So you can all jump on the Facebook and wish me a happy birthday when it comes out. Because you know you want to. And also wish Brandon a happy birthday as well, if you didn't already on the last post. And you may as well just do Dan's as well. Get it out of the way.
Mine's not for a little
Go
while.
for it.
Just
Yeah,
a little bit.
It's better to be paired, isn't it?
Don't even know if we'll have an episode out a few days after my birthday or not. Who knows?
Look at the calendar.
We'll find out when we get there.
Yeah. One episode at a time.
So how was yours, Chris?
So, I don't celebrate like Christmas at all. Like normally, I work through it all. I work through like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day. So like Christmas Day and New Year's, I've spent both entire days on my own. But I was streaming both days, so I wasn't really on my own. People were online, so I was talking to people. So I had a good day. And I've also got the best Christmas present I've ever had, which, listeners, was a gift from Dan here.
Yeah, that was such an amazing present.
Yeah, because I imagine you got something similar.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what I got was it was a personalized Dark Souls framed picture, and it looks amazing. It's got it's got my name on it, like Chris, spelt out, but in its place in the gaps, it's got Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, Bloodborne, and Dark Souls 3. So yeah, that's really, really awesome. What did you get, Brandon?
Mine has Bloodborne, Pokemon Red, Tokyo Ghoul, Naruto, Dark Souls 3, Mario, and then Terraria.
Nice.
So
I didn't know if he'll get you something like anime themed or something like.
Well, that's what the Tokyo Ghoul Naruto is. It's just basically just A and N, both ironically both the first letters of anime, so that's quite clever. And then it's just basically the games of streams, childhood game, and also Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne, my favorite From Software games.
Sweet.
So
yes.
yeah,
it's almost like there's a theme between our lives and the podcast, but I'll be damned if I can think what it is.
There you go.
What about you, Dan? What did you get?
I got a mixture of things. I don't know what my favourite gift was. I got quite a lot of bits I really like. Honestly, I'm not really sure. I think one thing I'm really looking forward to is my mum bought me a massage, so I'm looking forward to booking that at some point. Give me a back.
Beck's going to give you a massage.
Yeah, a back,
Awesome.
a neck, and a shoulder massage. So I'm looking forward to booking that.
Is this because Beck wants to get in your top 50 albums of the year?
Yeah.
We give you a max odds to sweeten the deal.
Honestly, like my family, they normally just be like, "Oh, what do you want?" And I just normally say, and most of what I asked them were just like, "Oh, some new shoes, just a bit of Warhammer and stuff like that." There wasn't really a whole load of stuff that I really needed, to be honest. It took me forever to think of what I wanted. I think probably like something I really liked was I got a Chainsaw Man hoodie. So
cool.
that's really cool. Since
Nice.
this year Chainsaw Man, the manga, is coming back, and hopefully the anime will be debuting. So I'm looking forward to both of them. So that's something I quite enjoyed having. I wore it on Christmas Day, and it was really comfy. I think I've been wearing too many tops with pockets in, so I went to like put my hands in pockets, and then I was like, oh wait, there's no pockets on the jumper, so I have to put them in my trouser pockets. But I've worn so many hoodies and jumpers with pockets that I was like, oh wait, shit, there's nothing in there.
Could you not use a chainsaw on your Chainsaw Man hoodie in order to insert pockets into it?
Maybe.
It'd be more fitting, I feel.
Well, my friend bought me there's a little mascot kind of character in Chainsaw Man, and my friend bought me that, like a big plushie of that. So now I have another plushie sitting in my house. So to add to them.
Well, in a combined way, you're on about being comfy, and we were saying like, oh, how birthdays are just another day. Like, I know I've reached these. I'll just a little bit. I've reached this age because I got socks as well, and I was actually excited. I was like, oh, I got Marvel socks, and they're so fluffy and comfortable. They're great for streaming, and yeah, that's amazing. And I'm getting fucking old.
I was the same. Like one of the main things, like, a couple of the main things which I wanted for Christmas was a new belt and a pair of gloves, and I got both of them, and I was well happy.
Fuck yeah!
Well,
I can't wait. What are we gonna get next year? Tablets?
I've already got that.
Subscriptions? Who knows?
Well,
I've just bumped into inhalers.
I think to start things off with our first episode of 2022, I thought we should talk about 2021. Or should I say...
that old gem.
2021. We were in it.
Maybe
We talked about it.
Maybe death to 2021.
See what you did there.
So it came out maybe a week or so prior to New Year's. The TV show Death to 2021.
On Netflix.
Yes. There was a previous one called Death to 2020, which I actually watched on New Year's the year before.
Never heard of it.
It's by Charlie Brooker, who does Black Mirror.
Okay.
They're very funny. Like they're just like hour-long mockumentaries, or kind of.
Yeah.
So the idea is they do like a review of what happened in like 2020 and like 2021, like real life like events, and then they've got actors in.
Yeah.
As the sort of like stand-ins for like media stars. Like it's got Joe Keery in from Stranger Things, who's like an Instagram influencer.
Yeah.
It's got is it Hugh Grant?
Yes, Hugh Grant's in it.
Doing like an upper class sort of historian type fella.
I don't know what the actual actress's name, but in what was it, Yearly Wipe and TV Wipe, she was Philomena Kunk, and she's going by something different in both Death to 2020 and 2021. But she's the ginger woman. She's really good.
Yeah, it's like a character who's meant to be like the most average British citizen.
Yeah.
Right. Like they did a survey and like on your IQ scale, you're like the most average person we could get. So the format of the show is like they have like something that happened that year, like in 2020, you had like the wildfires, you had like the election and that. And I must say, my favourite line in Death to 2020 was when Samuel L. Jackson, who was in it, is on about the election between Trump and Biden, and he states, and this fucking makes me laugh. It was like a geriatric Tekken lineup. Yeah, geriatric Tekken character selection. So I did rewatch Death to 2020 after I watched 2021 because it came up on the suggestions. I was like, yeah, fuck it. I watched it for a year. I can't remember what actually happened in 2020. Then I watched it. I went, oh yeah, that happened. I tried to forget that because it was 2020. But no, it's still very funny. If you haven't seen them, guys, I do recommend you give them a watch.
Yeah.
It's like they're only an hour, like one-offs, so
Yeah.
they are pretty funny.
Because Charlie Brooker used to do Yearly Wipe, and it looks like now he's just moved on to doing these Death to said year, which I like Charlie Brooker's comedy and his personality and bravado in like the Yearly Wipes. So I'm a little bit disappointed I don't get to see him do his stick, but at the same time I'm still getting his comedy through both of these specials.
Well, I just like the fact it's the words have escaped my mouth and my brain. Let's reword this. I never actually watched the Wipes, so I've got nothing to compare it to. But Charlie Brooker's all right, but I do like the celebrities they've got on it.
Yeah,
I think they do a really good job.
To be honest, it's very similar to his Yearly Wipes. Like, in a way, it's very similar because the narrator is basically taking in the place of Charlie Brooker, and they're still going through all like the whole year, and it's still like going to like different celebrities, but in the Death to the years, you can tell that there is definitely more of a budget where they've got like Samuel L. Jackson in the 2021, and obviously you got Hugh Grant who's in both of them. You had Lisa Kudrow who was in the 2021.
Yeah, and let's not forget the narrator for both the shows is Lawrence Fishburne, who probably decided to do that instead of The Matrix 4, for better or worse.
You sure it's Lawrence Fishburne?
It certainly is. Look it up.
You sure?
It certainly is for 2021 anyway.
I think it's someone else because I'm currently watching something that he's in. But I think it's someone else. But yeah, the narrator's great as well.
It's definitely Lawrence Fishburne. At least it definitely is in the 2020. Maybe not 2021, but I want to say it is. Whatever.
I'm gonna have to look now because I'm kind of
yeah, it's gonna bug you now, isn't it? Oh well. Brandon, while he's looking that up, what have you watched?
The only thing which I've watched over the Christmas break is season 2 of The Witcher.
What did you think of that?
I really enjoyed it. I was getting really confused though because a lot of things that were happening, I was like second guessing myself. I was like, this weren't in the books, was it? Like I can't remember a lot of this stuff. Like I was like, this wasn't in the books. So yeah. I think what I might need to do is I'm going to go back and read the second book just to check that I'm not being weird.
Well, it's now into the events of the third book, so you need to go back and read the third book. Then the second book.
It's just weird how they did it because like a lot. I mean, I still enjoyed it at the end of the day. Like all of the action in it, the relationship between Geralt, Ciri, and Yen and Yaskia, it was all great. Actually getting to see Kaer Morhen was also good. But yeah, it seems like I'd say it's feeling a lot more supernatural now than what I did in the season 1, if that makes sense.
Oh, Chris, you were right. My mistake.
Is it Lawrence Fishburne? Both of them?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. I'm not going insane. Fantastic. Not yet, anyway.
Now, I've watched season 2 of The Witcher. I was very hit and miss over the first season. But I think I got to the end of the first episode of season 2 and I was like, this went from being like really middle of the road to being, this is really it taking my interest now. Although I've gone through all the books, I'm not that bothered that they're diverting. I think as long as they get to the end, to kind of to where it's going at the end, which it does seem they are. I'm kind of not that fussed if they diverge a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff which happened in season 1 is starting to make sense. Like, spoiler alerts, like what happened when Ciri was almost captured after the fall of Sintra. Like, even just such minor details which happened in the first season, which you thought, okay, this is, just something for like action effect. Then you come into season 2 and you're like, holy shit. That's a bit more cataclysmic than what we thought it was.
Yeah, I think my problem with definitely season 1 was just all the different time periods. I hated it so much, and they basically went through 2 books worth of stuff, whereas instantly in season 2, they're kind of still in book 3, but kind of going into book 4, but it's kind of fine. I'm not that worried.
Yeah, I definitely need to go back and reread the books just to refamiliarize myself with everything that's happening. I mean, I'm not going to read all of them because it did take me like a couple months on the train to do it.
The audiobooks are great.
To do. Yeah, I've never really ever tried an audiobook because usually if I'm reading something, if I skip something, I know exactly where I misread. Whereas on an audiobook, I'm like, okay, what time segment did I forget?
Yeah.
It just seems a bit easier for me with books, I guess.
I've gone through all the Witcher audiobooks and they're fantastic. My only gripe is that the narrator, same narrator through all of them, sometimes from each book he'll change the voice for certain characters ever so slightly. It's still near enough the same, but it will be different ever so slightly. It might be mixed different, but it's annoying because it's like, this is that character. It still sounds like them, but it's different, and it's annoying.
That sounds a little bit like OCD.
Yeah, so I can't remember when he does Geralt's voice in Baptism of Fire, that book. The voice changes, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I really irritated by the slight change in Geralt's voice in Baptism of Fire. It's stupid, but other than that,
I think that's the main reason why I'm probably not too overly keen on audiobooks is because I probably just won't be able to properly latch on to an actual person reading it, because you don't know whether because if you're reading a book, you sort of get a rough idea of what you think they'd sound, whereas on an audiobook, you're relying on someone else's interpretation of what they think it sounds like.
I've listened to quite a few, and I think audiobooks are decent. But probably not
also, I'm one of these old skits. I'd rather have the physical copy or something.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, because it's just nice having like a physical library of everything you've read, watched, seen. Which is why I'm like such a massive fan of manga. And I want to collect as many as I can because it's just nice seeing all the series which I've built I say built a relationship with, but built an interest with, if that makes sense. It's the same thing for digital copies of games and stuff. I mean, obviously the convenience of having digital copies is that they're saved and they're never going to go missing, but you don't see it on your shelves, and it's weird like that.
So The Witcher 2 is a recommendation then?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
See, the best review I heard of it from one of my chats is I went, oh, you've seen The Witcher, what do you think to it? And he went, you can tell I've got a budget now. The clothes look good. Okay.
He's not wrong.
There's a review.
He's not wrong. There's a whole load of certain little changes, and it's just like, You can tell they've listened to criticism, and the budget's gone up. For example, Triss's hair is changed to more how it should be. That was like one of the first things you're like, I wonder why they've done that. And the Nilfgaard armor is far better than it was in season 1.
Oh, this Nilfgaard armor looks sick.
In season 1, it looks like a fucking turd. I'm sorry, but it does. I will say.
What you're So what you're saying is, with regards to budget, they've tossed a coin to directors.
The Valley
Yeah.
of Plenty.
Isn't it now burn, butcher, burn? I will say that the actress who plays Siri personally was the standout character or standout actor or actress of the season.
Yeah, I think she did quite well. Like, actually, because obviously having an actor change, I think she played it quite well. Like, very, I'd say somewhat different to what I would have imagined Siri to actually behave like, but I thought, give or take, she did quite well.
Mm.
But can we just get over my new favorite phrase from The Witcher? Firefucker. I love that nickname. That is such a cool nickname. As soon as like it happened, it's like firefucker. Oh yeah, I can
Remember,
definitely
kids,
just go around.
Remember, kids, if you're going to be intimate, always rep up.
You guys seen anything else?
Seen quite a few things. I have binged all of season 4 of Cobra Kai, and
Not seen any of it.
It's as good as
No.
the other 3 seasons of Cobra Kai.
So what exactly is Cobra Kai about? Because I quite often see people compare it to like Karate Kid.
Well, it's basically the sequel to Karate Kid.
Is
Karate,
it?
Yeah. It's
As in the originals or like the Jaden Smith sort?
the Jaden Smith one doesn't exist in this. So, well, they're apparently I think it's in season 1 of Cobra Kai. They mentioned Jackie Chan, so instantly, like they know who Jackie Chan is. So if they saw Jackie Chan from like the Jaden Smith, it'd be like, wait, what? That's just Jackie Chan, not. I don't know what his character name was in that meant to be reboot of or new imagining of Karate Kid. That was a fine reimagining. But like Cobra Kai, it makes everything about the original 3, maybe 4, if they include anything from the 4th one, which I've never seen. But they make the original 3 Karate Kid films far better, or they pay fantastic legacy to them. Cobra Kai is better than all 3 of those films. It's amazing. Like, I think you go into like season 1 and you think, oh, I bet this is going to be like just like fan service and that. And yeah, it is. But as it goes along, and definitely now in like season 4, like I'm more interested in all the characters they've introduced than the legacy characters like Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence, who are like the main two characters, I guess. But like the main 2 who fight in the original Karate Kid film. Like they've done like such a good job at creating a really good story from maybe 3 mediocre martial arts films, and it like I got into season 4 thinking, well, this should be the final season. Like I know they've announced a season 5, but I can't see this lasting for another season. And I got to the end of season 4 and I was like, oh no, I can see why there's going to be another season. Oh my. I thought, yeah, things are just going to get to where they need to just that quickly. But Cobra Kai is such a tight, well-constructed show. And you don't need to have watched the original 3 to enjoy it. Original 3 films. But I think you'll have a lot more enjoyment and a lot more fan service if you watch the original 3 than Cobra Kai. But I've met a few people who watched Cobra Kai and never seen the original 3 films and absolutely love Cobra Kai. Plus it has a whole lot of metal in it. Metal music. So
yeah, that's one reason alone to watch it, is all the metal.
yeah, Johnny Lawrence is just like talking about all the hard rock and metal in the 80s and you're like, yeah. Like it's season 4 was really good. I stayed up until 2 a.m. to finish it. No, I'd definitely recommend it.
Because obviously my partner's family, I think they're like really big into Cobra Kai. But how long is each season? Because obviously now we've got season 4,
There's 10 episodes in each season, so you got 40 episodes. But
40 episodes each an hour long.
no, not. I would say maximum hour, but I think some are maybe like half an hour to an hour.
Oh, okay.
So very different range, but it's pretty good.
That's
Like there's a
interesting.
lot of characters from the original films, but I would say the new cast of characters are where it's at. I'm more intrigued about them than really the legacy characters, I would say.
Hmm.
I might got lynched for this, but I was never a big fan of the Karate Kid. I
Yeah,
never grew up with it.
I wouldn't have said I was like a diehard fan, but when it was on, it's one of those films where when I was younger, I could just have it on in the background, and it can just exist, if that makes sense. You know, like things like The Mummy, like
Yeah.
one of these film series which you could just have on in the background. It's on, but you don't mind it's on.
Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like the Karate Kid films are amazing. No, they're mediocre at best. The first one's the best one, and even that's not amazing. I've got all of them on DVD because I have a weird attachment to them. I do enjoy the first one. The other two I rewatched them last year, and I was like, yeah, there's a lot more talky than actually things actually happening. There's a lot more conversation, a lot more, I guess, plot, or just a lot more exposition. Whereas the first one feels a bit more like it has a clearer direction, kinda.
Hmm.
But
Okay.
as I said, I don't think you need to be a massive fan of any of the three films to really enjoy Cobra Kai.
Okay.
Okay. I know as I say, I never grew up with the series, so I've only watched Karate Kid for the first time back in 2020 when during lockdown. I had nothing better to do, so I just went for a backlog of a load of films I hadn't watched. And I can't say it did anything for me. Like it just seemed to wrap up like really quick.
Yeah,
Like they had all the build up, and then like they have the tournament, and then like, they have the fight, and that's literally like the last 30 seconds of the film. It just sort of ends. It's like,
yeah.
oh, okay.
Well, like the fallout, I guess, like the epilogue of not season one, of the first film is actually the start of the second film, which is a bit weird. But because like there's a few other things that happen at the start of the second film, which are quite interesting and kind of important for especially season 4 of Cobra Kai. But I recommend it. I can't believe I have to wait probably a year for season 5. I'm like, oh,
That good.
it is. I'm that hyped, and that I can't wait. I want it now.
Let's be patient, lad.
Patient young Padawan.
I mean, if I've got to wait another year for well, maybe a year or two for the next season of The Witcher, I'm gonna have to.
Give me a while.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, because it's just come out. So, Chris, are you seeing anything else?
No, not really. No. Obviously I watched after 2020, but what I did do after watching the new Spider-Man is I rewatched both the Andrew Garfield ones because I've only seen them once a piece, and I thought I wonder if my opinions on these are going to change. Now I'm like seeing the newest one. I've got to be honest, my opinion hasn't swayed. So, in a nutshell, I do think the first Amazing Spider-Man is pretty decent, and I'd go as far to say it's got the best Stan Lee cameo in it. It's the one that made me laugh out loud.
It's amazing.
And it fits really well. It is really good, isn't it?
It's amazing.
And the storyline's fine. It really is like a kind of generic Spider-Man plot when you break it down. Because it's just like the introduction thing again. But I suppose it's similar in regards to like the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man. I'd say it's got kind of similar tone to it. It's not quite. Wow, it's nowhere near as meme worthy. I mean, one of my favourite things at the minute is just Spider-Man memes online.
Oh yeah.
Anything with William Dafoe sort of gets a giggle out of me. So yeah, I still recommend the first one if you haven't seen it. The second one though, I thought the first time I seen it at the cinema, I remember coming out of it, I'm thinking that film was hot garbage. I thought that was fucking dreadful. What the hell was that I just watched? That was sort of full many plot holes. The ending was terrible. And has my opinion changed? No. If anything, I thought it was even dumber the second time round. Probably because I knew what was coming, and when it did come around, it's like, yeah, that's still fucking stupid. I don't know what the writers were on. I know it's a superhero film, and things don't have to make sense, but they really don't make sense in that. It's like, what? So, a couple of bits like stand out. I think the dumbest one is like when he finds his like parents' lab in like a disused subway, like under the city. He's like, the fuck?
Yeah.
And
Of all the places to have one.
yeah, and then there's a laptop he finds which is like got a file downloading it, and it's like it's been there for what is established to be probably about a decade or so, give or take. And the file finishes downloading like the moment he's there. The file's just like file upload. It's like, oh, that was a wacky coincidence, wasn't it?
Yeah, just all loads of plot conveniences. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? And I wanted to like, I really did want to like it, but it's so ham-fisted. And the tease at the end with rhinos, it's like, oh, fuck off. You got Paul Giamatti. Come on. It's nuts. But no, it's just not good. No.
That's unfortunate.
I haven't seen like the Fantastic Four films, which is what I'm led to believe, like possibly the candidates for like the worst superhero ones.
Really?
But yeah, but I don't know, of the ones I've seen, Amazing Spider-Man 2 gotta be like the worst I've seen that I can think of. Probably because I've only just seen it again, which helps. But there's nothing else that springs to mind when I think of like the Marvel films. Like that. Jesus Christ, that was shit. That's it. I'm sorry, Andrew Garfield. You're a good actor, but they gave you nothing to work with in the second film. I'm so sorry. Yeah, but you're really good in Hacksaw Ridge. Well done for that.
Definitely, he's really good in that.
Yeah, it's fucking great. Go watch Hacksaw Ridge instead of Amazing Spider-Man 2. If you really want, then watch Hacksaw Ridge whilst wearing a Spider-Man suit. There you go.
That's just as weird.
Yeah. It's something to do. It'll kill an afternoon.
So I did watch another film while I was off. I watched Palm Springs. Don't know if
What is that?
any
Yes,
of you.
what is Palm Springs then?
So Palm Springs is it's basically Groundhog. It's basically another Groundhog Day kind of film. So main character, main two characters, they just keep living same day over and over and over again, and it's got Andy Samberg in, who's obviously in Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Lonely Island, and then the woman in it is she's actually in both Death to 2020 and 2021. She's the in the 2021. She's the woman who's on house arrest for COVID.
Oh yeah, the like the right wing nutjob.
Yeah, she's also the spoilers. If you actually care, she's the mother in How I Met Your Mother.
You're right. I don't care.
Neither do I.
Yeah, I've not seen it. I'm terrible for films.
It's a series.
Okay, so that's how much I know.
If you're that, anyway. So it's them. It's like her sister's wedding day. So just keep going through that wedding day, and the two of them. It's got a bit of a romance, so that the two of them get really close to one another. But then he's been in the loop for like he's forgotten how long he's been in the loop because she asked him, "Oh, what's your job?" And he's like, "I don't remember what my job is," because he's been in the loop for so many days. And I really enjoyed it. I watched it with my family actually, and in like not even 5 minutes, Andy Samberg and this woman are like having sex, and like she's jacking him off, and I was just like, man, I'm watching this with my mum and sister. This is a bit awkward. But I think as it went along, all three of us really enjoyed it, and my mum doesn't really watch that many films. We were like trying to decide what to watch, and I was just like, Palm Springs. I wanted to watch it. I've been told it was really good. It was the only one we could decide on, and no, it was really good. It had J.K. Simmons in, which I did not expect. He just suddenly appears, and I was like, wait, what? He plays a really interesting character who Andy Samberg brings into the loop as well. So he's looping, and he's like trying to kill Andy Samberg. So like if they die or they fall asleep, the day starts again. So like the woman, she like stays awake for hours and hours, and then she gets home, stays awake, and then falls asleep, and the day starts again. Or like they get run over by cars and die, and then the day just starts again. It's like it's really funny, but it's really enjoyable, and it wraps up really well. I really enjoyed it. It was a good film to watch with my sister and mum as well.
Can I just point out, when you say J.K. Simmons is trying to kill Andy Samberg,
Yeah,
I can just picture that just for real, because personality-wise, I don't think you can get much different, can you?
yeah.
It's Andy Samberg's just constantly looking over his shoulder. It's like, I think J.K. Simmons is not there. It's just like standing in the doorway with a hatchet.
The scene where he tells the woman about J.K. Simmons is absolutely hilarious. Oh my gosh, it's probably one of my favourite moments of the whole film. Like my mum, my sister, and myself, we were all just hauling with laughter. It was so funny. I did not expect it. It was amazing. But it has some really.
What? Go on.
No, carry on, Chris.
I was just about to say, what service was it on?
It's on Amazon Prime.
On Amazon Prime. Oh, good. I can watch that in a bit.
Yeah, I've got that.
Yeah.
Hey, we're watching Palm Springs later.
Like, yeah, it is a bit of a rom-com kinda, but I think there's enough of it, enough stuff in it to like enjoy, like how it like all the stuff with the loop is really interesting, like and like there's other stuff. It definitely, I think in some ways it's maybe not treading any new ground at all, but it's just a really fun put together film.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I don't think it's treading any new ground, but it's just everything together. It just makes it really fun and enjoyable.
Well, they can't tread any new ground if they're in a loop.
Exactly.
Yeah, I see. I actually I told a small fib when I said I didn't watch much. I literally just went through my Facebook just to see, just because I'm sure I watched more stuff, and I bloody well did, and I don't know how I forgot, but I watched 2 other films, which I'll go over briefly. For those that haven't seen it, please go and watch Don't Look Up on Netflix with Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence. That film's amazing. It's really good. Don't Look Up, yeah. It's about 2 meteorologists who spot this like asteroid coming to Earth that's like gonna wipe out the entire planet. But like the media sort of kind of put their own spin on it. Like they're trying to hype it up for like the views and that. Like nobody's taking it seriously. So it's like it's part tragic but like part comedy as well. It's just like DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence is like, you don't understand. We're all going to fucking die. but yeah, all the news sources are treating it probably the same as probably how real life would go, to be honest.
Mm.
There's like a stand-in for Steve Jobs, sort of Bill Gates, and he said, "Oh, instead of like destroying the asteroid, it's like, oh, we can't destroy it. It's got trillions of like precious materials on it. We should like start farming it on it." It's like, no, get rid of the fucking thing. It's really good. It's got great satire in it. The acting in it's top notch. It is pretty funny, if a bit tragic, but oh my god, it's a hell of a ride. It's really, really good. I really enjoyed Don't Look Up. And the second thing, because this is a film I wanted to watch for ages, but totally forgot about it. But it came on Disney Plus, and I'm so glad it did. I watched. Have you guys seen Jojo Rabbit?
Oh, I need to watch this.
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus, and there's your chance.
Yeah.
And then that just came out of the blue. So I was like, oh, Jojo Rabbit. Like normally you're just like scrolling through stuff on the streaming services. You're not really sure what to watch. And I just seen that pop up, and I just didn't give it a second thought. Just clicked on it, and it's like, shit, that's on. I wanted to watch that, and I'm really glad I did. I didn't know anything about it. All I knew was a sort of satire, and that's literally all I knew. I know it's again, I've done this several times in this podcast. The director whose name I can never fucking pronounce.
Taika Waititi.
That's the one, Taika Waititi. Yeah, yeah, because he directs it and stars in it as well. How can I put this? Like, he stars as Hitler.
Yeah,
So,
he does.
Yeah.
Do you want?
But it's kind of got a similar tone to Don't Look Up, I suppose. It's like played for laughs, but it's also serious as well in parts. It's a really odd tone, but I really enjoyed it as well. It's got Scarlett Johansson in it as well, like a main character, and Stephen Merchant as well. Oddly enough.
Do you know why he played Hitler?
I don't know. No, I didn't
basically,
know much.
No one wanted to play Hitler, so he had to play Hitler.
That's the kind of thing he'd do, though, isn't it?
Yeah. So they couldn't
Exactly.
find any actors to play Hitler in the film because why would any upcoming actor be like, oh yeah, I'll you know what, I'll play Hitler in this comedy film, and no one applied or something like that. So he had to play Hitler.
Well, there's that, and it's how the tone of the film is, because normally if you're having Hitler, he's normally portrayed as like the villain, so you could probably say, okay, you get to play Hitler, but you're like the baddie, so actors might be okay with that. But he's not, he's sort of hyped up as like someone great. He's like, yeah, I'm Hitler's best mate. So I could understand people not wanting to do that. It's like, no, I don't want to glorify him.
It's definitely,
so,
definitely a film I really want to watch. I think I've just been watching other things and just playing games and other stuff that I remember you put it on social media and I was like, oh, I need to watch that. And then I did other things and forgot about it. And I was like, oh, and now you just reminded me and I now like, damn, I was going to watch that over my time off and I haven't.
Yeah, well, there you go. When we've wrapped up, me and Brandon will watch Palm Springs and you go and watch Jojo Rabbit. Everyone's happy.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Well, there's definitely one more thing that both Chris and I have watched, but is there anything else you've watched, Brandon?
Nope, I don't watch stuff apart from anime. And I'm currently rewatching some old stuff. So I've rewatched Masamune's Revenge, just a generic rom-com. And I've started to rewatch Pet Girl Sakuraso, which is probably my favorite rom-com anime. Fuck me, it's so good.
I'm planning to rewatch and then actually watch what's come out since I originally watched it, is Neon Genesis Evangelion.
So I've still got to make it. I need to find a source to watch that.
Yeah, because I don't want to watch the Netflix version. So I'm going to try and find a dub, the original dub, and watch that. Then watch the original 2 films, and then all the latest films that are all on Amazon Prime, so I can just then skip on to Amazon Prime. Got all 4 of them, so that's fantastic. And the fourth one only came out last year, and it's already on Amazon Prime. So, I found an AMV for, I think it was the latest Evangelion film, and I didn't really want to watch loads of it because I didn't want spoilers, but there were a few bits, and I was like, okay, I really want to watch these films so much. The AMV was so cool. But it's something that both Chris and I have watched. There's only one episode right now, but it is the book of Boba Fett.
Yes, we did. I only watched it yesterday, so it's very fresh in your mind. What did you think of it then?
It was fine. It was a bit slow, but I think that was fine. It was just establishing things. We'll see how it all goes, to be honest. It was a fine first episode. It was good.
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of in agreement. It was fine. I haven't got an awful lot to say about it. It just felt like, I suppose it's like going through the motions. It's just setting up like the series. There wasn't anything like massively groundbreaking that sort of happened. There weren't like any revelations or anything.
No.
Like it's just like, oh, here's Boba Fett. There he is. Look, he's got the helmet and everything. Oh, look, things are happening. Maybe there'll be a plot.
Like, I guess the only spoiler I could say, because, well, if you've watched The Mandalorian and just know, I guess, Star Wars lore in general, is that it shows how he escapes the Sarlacc pit, but everyone kind of knew that he escaped anyway, so it was basically just going, this is how he escaped. And that was it. That was about, it was basically just, that was like the big thing, I guess. But there were quite a few scenes I quite liked. Like there's the fight that he has with the monster in the sand and you got that sand person. Mm-hmm. That was quite a nice bit. I liked.
Yeah, that was fine. I did get one laugh near the beginning when they're like in the council room talking to like a couple of people. Like they're talking to one alien, and he's like talking to them, like giving this speech. And when he went, they just sort of went, "Did you catch a word of that? No, we really need to hire an interpreter."
Yeah.
No, I think that if you haven't seen The Mandalorian but watched Boba Fett, has anyone actually done that? Because it at no point like points out who Boba Fett's psychic is, because she's from The Mandalorian as well. It doesn't take any time to establish her as a character. She's just there. So if you haven't seen The Mandalorian, you might be very confused as to who the hell she is.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone would have watched it without watching Mandalorian first.
I think the same. I think if you've watched both seasons of The Mandalorian, you're going to be watching this.
Yeah, it's a given, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, the title of the planet, title of the episode was, Stranger on the Strange Planet.
Yeah.
And my first thought was, what? No, it ain't. It's Boba Fett and Tatooine. Everyone knows this.
Yeah.
Strange planet, my ass. This is one everyone's familiar with. If everyone knows one planet from Star Wars, it's freaking Tatooine.
Yeah, it's either that or Hoth, but Tatooine is definitely like one of the most memorable planets.
Endor.
Yeah.
No, you're forgetting the other one. Alderaan. Alderaan? Alderaan.
No, that's not one of the first ones that popped in my mind at all.
Oh, that's probably what you want to know why. Because it's blown up. It doesn't exist anymore.
F in chat for Alderaan.
Did you forget it blows up in A New Hope?
It does.
No,
it wasn't much of a hope for those, was it?
Yeah.
Bob opened, no hope. Oh dear. Yeah, Boba Fett was fine, but it's only had one episode, so we can't really say much about it at this point. I'm sure if you like Mandalorian, you'll like Boba Fett just fine. It's like slipping on a pair of comfy slippers, you know exactly what you're going to get.
Yeah, it did feel like that. It felt quite nice to chew at, and when I watched it, I moved a chair, I got really comfy, and just watched it, and it was really good. but I was just a bit like, oh, it was just a nice, fun episode, but didn't really do anything too daring. But
It played it really safe, didn't it?
yeah,
I wonder though, because of the setting of it, how much it's going to rely on actual clever writing, or if it's going to fall into the trap of like, oh, it's this. Remember this from Star Wars? Do you remember that character? Look, there's the blue elephant. You remember him, right? It's going to fall into that trap.
I don't know.
well, I'm sure we'll find out soon. We only got just over a day before episode 2.
Oh, I've got to wait an entire day and a bit.
Indeed, indeed you do.
Oh, wait, I've got work. It'll be fine.
But
Ugh.
we have played some games while we have been off. We haven't
I've
just
played a
watched.
couple.
We haven't just watched stuff, have we, guys?
Nope. I have played something which is an older game, but I'm surprised I've only just ever come around to playing it. And it's my first ever playthrough of the Binding of Isaac Rebirth. That is, though, not the complete original. It's the Rebirth version.
Which is the same,
And that was an experience.
it's a laugh, isn't it?
It's more than a laugh. Like I knew it was a roguelike, but I didn't expect it. I didn't expect to be literally fighting shits.
Yeah, it's got poo on it, therefore it's like the top of... It's the creme of the creme of comedy if it's got poo in it. You can't get
Yeah,
any better
I was not expecting to literally be fighting shit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, normally if you want to fight shit nowadays, you just shout at EA.
Yeah, like, I felt like the bosses were very cool. I thought, the actual design of the roguelikes was quite nice. The only main gripe I've got about the vanilla of it is the fact that you've got all these different items, but they never tell you what they bloody do. Like, it's only until you learn by trial and error roughly what they do.
I suppose that just only adds to the roguelite there.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't know, like, it keeps you guessing, because you get these items, and you're not sure whether you want to pick it up or not. It's like, is that good or bad?
Especially for like the pills and the cards. I pick up a pill, I'm just like, that pill, it could either be an extra health, or it could be that I start to shoot the wrong direction.
Yeah, you could have like an amazingly good run and like use a pill which has just got question marks in it, and it could be like a massive downgrade, like it does half your health permanently, and somebody's like, oh no.
Yeah, I could quite easily, like, I remember playing like Lazarus. I was streaming, and I think about 20 deaths into it, I was just like, this is impossible. I can't do this. Even though I've got so much health, everything is just out to kill me. But then I had that one run where all of a sudden I was just ridiculously OP. Like I had, I was the black... Oh, what's the name of the little like black demon bat thing? Where you literally charge up like a massive red laser in your breath.
Oh, fuck, get his name.
Yeah, I can't remember the name, but I picked up that power roughly on the 3rd or 4th floor. Then all of a sudden, just everything, I just steamrolled it. But then I'd have some floors where I pick up stupid stuff. I'm just like, this is just pathetic. That was really, really cool.
It's not Lazarus, is it? Lazarus?
Is it? No, Lazarus is the name of an actual character. I think it begins with an A.
Oh, it's a character you can play as who's like a wingbat. Azil. Is that it? Yeah, Azil.
I'm Googling this now. Binding of Isaac characters.
Well, of all the ones I've unlocked, bear in mind, I haven't put a ton of hours into it either. I have just like played it here and there casually. I've never got that far into it. I've beaten what you can describe as like the second main boss. So I've beaten Mum, and I've beaten Mum's heart, which is like the second next one.
Yeah, same.
And that's about as far as I've got. So my favourite character I've played as is Magdalene, just because she can heal herself and starts with more health. Like every 4 or 5 rooms, I think she can heal herself at one point.
That's who I did my...
Massively helpful.
Yeah, hers was quite fun because she was just a healing machine. The one which I probably found the most awkward was Kane, because you start off with 2 hearts, which is already like a big burden, but you've got increased luck. So it's like just a guess at what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's all right.
Azeroth. It is Azeroth.
Azeroth. Oh, I said Azael. So nearly. It's got AZ in it.
Yeah, close enough.
Amazon Prime. There we go. He's the one who starts with all of the money. Yeah. Binding of Isaac Rebirth, or any version, I guess. Yeah, is a good time. I can't see myself playing it for like a massive amount of time, but here and there, just picking it up. If you're at a loose end, you got like I don't know half hour to go. So like, I'll have a crit run of Binding of Isaac. Let's have a quick go. Oh, I find it. It's perfectly fun. What was the other one you said you played?
And the other one I played was Mortal Shell. So Mortal Shell is a Souls. It's funny now. Everyone just calls it like a Souls-like because of Dark Souls, but effectively it's a Souls-like game where you're like a vulnerable, fleshy thing, and the way that you sort of progress the game is that you need to basically take on the shell of a deceased person, and then you take on their stats. So you could pick up a shell which has, well, I say shell, it's basically like an armor set. So you could have like increased health, you could have like massive stamina, a little bit more health. And that's the way that they basically sort of play out. And this is so it's a PS4. It is by default. It's a PS4 game, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I've got it on.
Yeah. So even though it's like obviously I'll be playing on the PS5, it feels like a PS3 game. Purely because
I get what you mean. It is a small.
It feels like it's on par with Demon Souls on the PlayStation 3. In terms of like movement, in terms of
it's a little stiff. Okay.
Yeah, it's very stiff, and the loading screens are just a bit excessive. Like if you go through like a tunnel, you'd have one loading screen, like one sort of loading cut screen of going through the tunnel. Then you have one of you coming out of the tunnel, and then all of a sudden you're out the tunnel. Like why do they need the loading screen of you just coming out of the tunnel? Like I don't feel like you need that.
Yeah, it's coming back to me now. Like,
sorry, my mistake. It's not Azeroth. It's Azazel. I don't know where I got Azeroth from, but it's Azazel.
So I was right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fucking Google.
Oh, never mind.
Mortal Shell. I was enjoying it. It took me right. This is gonna sound really really stupid, but I could not figure out how to level up my character. Like I was picking up tar, I was picking up glimpses, and I was like, okay, I'll go to the maiden. I'm like, okay, level me up. And she's like, oh, seek your name. I'm just like, what do you mean I have to seek my name? Like, is there like a tablet I need to go around for my name on it? So I was going around the whole flipping map, trying to find like a name tablet of my character. But the way that you have to actually find out your name is to purchase your name from the maiden. I'm just like, oh, for God's sake. So I've gone around, I fought one boss, I've collected all the shells, I've collected all the weapons, and I've only just found out what my name is when really I could have done it at the very beginning of the game. Effectively, it's like playing Dark Souls 3 and not knowing you can level up your character until you've done the Nameless King. That's effectively what I've just done.
Well, I know there is an in-game achievement for beating the game without using any shells. It's like using your like hollow form.
Bugger that. It's so squishy. Yeah. It's just one hit, you're gone.
Yeah, that's like the gimmick of it, isn't it? Like you take so much damage and you get knocked out your shell, but if you can like climb back into it before you get hit again, you're okay.
Yeah, but then in which case then it turns into Sekiro where you can't die a second time.
Yeah, that's correct. It's been a little while since I played it. I need to replay it again because I did enjoy my time with Mortal Shell. But here's my hot take on it. Bear in mind, I played it on launch, and some of the things I say may have been patched out because I know they did have like a big Halloween update and that, so maybe this isn't correct anymore. But I found swapping between shells to be incredibly annoying. You basically have to like go back to the hub and then actually physically find the shell and like attach yourself to it.
Yeah, but one of the dead things on the side. Yeah, that's still how I have to do it. Same thing for the weapons. Like you go back to the hub, your weapons are there.
Yeah. Oh, that's a pisser. Because I wish there was like a way to sort of fast track that. Because it shouldn't be like that. Like if you get to like a checkpoint, or like the game's version of bonfires, you should be able to do it there. Just like swap it. You know? There's no reason why you couldn't. Well, here's the other thing. I found the beginning of the game quite tough. until I beat like the first sort of boss. Then after that, I think the only time I died was to the final boss. And the only time I died to the final boss is always on the same phase, where he does like one particular attack, which was just incredibly annoying. And it just like outright kills you if you don't deal with it properly. But yeah, as there was one shell I picked, which I think is the one that starts with like the two-handed greatsword essentially, which for all intents and purposes is like the Moonlight greatsword. I found that character, and once I got a couple of unlocks with him, I looked at like the other three shells and the weapons, and just went, "No, this is just better in every way." There's no downside. There's no reason for me to swap to the other ones, because this character has like the most health, so he's basically just like the walking tank. And I want to say, did he have like health regen or something if he started dealing damage? So something like that. So I could like deal out damage, get hit a couple of times, but I just smack back, like a bit like Bloodborne, just like smack back and just like kind of regain my health. If my memory serves correctly, it was something similar to that sort of playstyle. And then I just never died after that. I was like, oh, okay, fine. I just sort of waded through everything. I got to like the big bosses, they have the cutscenes, and I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I was like on edge. It's like, oh god, if I die, I've got to go all the way back here. It's like okay, what are gonna go up? But no, like every boss, besides the first one, I just did like first time. It's like, oh, that one boss, I thought that was easy. Okay, let's have phase 2 then. There wasn't a phase 2. It was like, oh, that really was that easy.
When I was fighting the first boss, which I'm guessing is Grisha for both, because he's the one that's closest to the hub. It took me a while to get used to actually fighting the boss, but then once I discovered you can parry and riposte and heal, I was like, oh my god, now I know how to do this. Like, give me anything.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was a parry or something I did as well. We may have ended up playing it like the same kind of thing. But it's just like one certain combat style, and if you do that, you're pretty much invulnerable.
Yeah, so pretty much. And there's like certain like move combos you can do with each of the weapons, and it does literally exactly what you need it to do.
Yeah, but I was looking at the different combos and the different weapons. Like, oh, you can have the fast weapon. It's like, yeah, but why would I do that when I could just hit it once and basically stun knock it to death?
Yeah.
And then combat does seem to be repetitive after that. It's like, I'll just go into this enemy, just do the same thing.
What have we got? It's only a choice of 4 different armors and 4 different weapons.
Yes, it seems really, really stripped back. But I suppose what you do have to remember, it's not a AAA game. It is made by a small studio.
Yeah.
So, and I do think what they've done is pretty good.
Yeah, they're definitely onto something.
I do think the world they have sort of created was pretty good. At first, I thought, oh, this looks like it's going to be like a big sprawling area. But it's only after you play it for a little while do you realise how small the areas actually are. They're not as big as they seem. But especially like the main sort of hub area, I suppose it's because it looks very samey. It's very easy to get lost. It's only when you've been through places a few times to sort of know your way around, you realise it's not actually that big.
I still get lost. Like, it's very easy to get lost in that first like area. Like, even when you look at the shells and these weapons and you get them back, and you get the idea of where they are, you're just like, I'm pretty certain I've seen that, but I can't remember where.
This might sound embarrassing, but you said, oh, you didn't know how to level up.
Yeah.
I didn't actually find the main hub bit for like several hours in. I just didn't go there. I suppose I sort of went all around the edge and found like the other areas, but I didn't find what would be essentially the equivalent to Firelink Shrine. I found the merchant, but I didn't find the shrine.
I found the hub, but I can't find the merchant again. I saw the merchant once. I don't know where he is.
He's upstairs. It's like the hub, and then you gotta go up like 2 flights of stairs. But you don't have to go for it for the bottom floor. You can get for it from the higher up. So that's how I found him first. I went for the second level, I suppose.
I'd say the only guy I see is just the big guy who wants something, but I can't find what he wants.
You know what?
It seems like it doesn't matter who plays this game. It turns into a roguelike because neither of us know where we're going.
The Binding of Shell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan, I recommend you play Mortal Shell, if seeing as you're like we're all fans of Souls likes.
Mm.
Oh yeah, give it a whirl. I bet you can get it for free. In fact,
It was PS Plus.
probably it's on. Yeah, it
Well,
won't be
it
much
is
time.
still-
Probably
yeah.
missed it then.
No, it still is, I think.
Yeah, it still is for the next couple of days.
Yeah, definitely take it up.
It is a good game. It's just a bit rough around the edges. It sounds like we've been really mean to it, but no, it's not a bad game at all. If it gets patched, if they patched it and fixed the issues we just had, then it'll be really, really good. I mean, I did finish it all, and I did enjoy it, and I will play it again. So yeah, it's better than Lords of the Fallen.
Not played that.
You know, that's a game. Yeah, okay, we'll give Lords of the Fallen props. It's like the first one to kind of rip off Dark Souls. And you know what? It's a bad game, but it's not awful. If you like Dark Souls, probably give Lord of the Fallen a go. You can probably get it dirt cheap. It's not the worst game ever.
Well, I have played Pokemon Brilliant Diamond.
Oh, do tell.
Ooh, fancy.
It's basically just the original DS games with a new coat of paint and far
Which is-
easier than the originals. That's
which
pretty
is
Which is what
why
much-
I
I
haven't-
really didn't like about the newer Pokemon iterations. Like anything from X and Y and above just starts to get too easy.
Yeah, it's pretty much that. It's like in Sword and Shield where the XP share is automatically on. It's exactly like that.
Yeah.
Right,
Well, they didn't listen to criticism then because people didn't like that. They ought to give you the option to toggle it at least.
Yeah.
Do they?
No, it's automatically there.
Well, there goes my fucking Nuzlocke challenge, isn't it?
Well, I'm doing a Nuzlocke on it. I've missed one encounter.
Oh, yeah.
It was an Onyx. I wasn't that fussed.
You missed Onyx, you bastard! Redo it.
If
He's
I
one of my
find-
favourites.
If I find another
His
one,
crap is my favourite.
if I find another one, I might. But no, it's been fine. I'll finish it and whatever. But yeah, there's not really much to say. They've just made it easier. Like it's just what it is. I think a lot of my gripes about the original are still there. It's still heavy with water Pokemon. The Pokedex is really unbalanced, but it was back when the original games came out, so that's not changed at all. So
Yeah, I find the encounters in Pearl, because I've been replaying like the original Pearl version. I found like the actual Pokemon encounters you get seem to be really limited.
Why do you
That
think I
seems to be-
say it's very unbalanced? It's very heavily water Pokemon as well.
Yeah,
So
it's almost like at the beginning of the game. It's like this game really wants me to use a fucking Geodude, doesn't it?
if
really
you
does.
ever play Gen 4, do not start with the water Pokemon. Do not.
Which is Piplup, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only
Well, I
because-
chose Piplup because of course I did. It's a
Well,
fucking penguin.
fuck. And you know what's even funnier? Your legendary Pokemon is a water and dragon. You're just gonna have a
Yeah.
whole party of water Pokemon. If that's what you want, okay. But if you want a very mixed party, well,
Fine, I'll just have a party of 6 Tentacruel then. That'll keep me happy.
oh, there you go. No, I'm just playing it when I can. I like. It's been fine. Like I mentioned many episodes ago that you got the capsules. I've got that really early. You get it really early in the remakes. Not that they do anything gameplay wise. It's just like a little thing, but you can do it from the menu. The game auto saves like it does in Sword and Shield. Yeah,
Well, that's good. I don't mind the autosaves. That's a good quality
you,
of life.
you
thing.
can turn it
should do
off.
that anyway.
You can turn it off, but yeah.
Yeah, that should be a given.
Yeah. No,
See, what you said is the reason why I've not gone out my way to buy it, because it's just the same game again.
well, I got it for
But with
Christmas.
it's just like a graphical uplift, but I don't like the graphics at all. I think they look horrendous. They do not appeal to me at all.
They
So
kind
it's
of
like,
don't for me.
no, it's like, do I want the same game but looks, in my opinion, worse? No, not really. No, that's a hard pass. I'll tell you what, though. Just very quickly. I won't be able to talk about it next episode, but the episode after I will. Because my mate has pre-ordered me Pokemon Arceus for my birthday. So, I'll get to play that on lunch.
I will be getting that myself, and we can talk about it together.
You can. I'm very tempted because I'm going to get it on launch day to like do a stream of it blind. Just jumping straight in, not knowing anything about it. Do like as little research as I can, and just jump straight in.
Mm.
But I'm very happy because I got the pre-order with the little Pokeball with it, so that'll go nicely on the shelf.
I'm gonna need to pre-order it. I'll pre-order it. Wednesday. I'll pre-order it Wednesday when I get paid, so it won't be too much longer.
Quick question: what is the gameplay style of it? Do you know? Is it like the mainstream games, or is it its own entity?
A bit of both. See, it's Pokemon, so it's generally the same old Pokemon thing, but there's a lot of. It's a bit more like Breath of the Wild, kinda.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how the combat works on it. From what I've seen, it looks like the same as like the normal Pokemon. You got like the 4 moves you select, but it looks like instead of turn-based, it's more like real time.
Okay.
I'm not 100%. So I don't know if like the more powerful the moves are that you select, the longer they take to perform. So it might take like, I don't know, 5 seconds to use Fire Blast, but quick attacks is like 0.5 seconds.
Mm.
Probably a bit like Pokemon Go, I guess.
I have
Maybe.
no idea.
I don't know. That's a speculation on my behalf.
I haven't watched the latest trailer. I don't normally watch game trailers anyway.
No, I try to avoid them.
What I heard a rumor. I don't know if it's true, but maybe held items might not be a thing, and Pokemon abilities might not be a thing. The held items are not too bothered. It's a bit weird, but it kind of makes sense. The abilities, though, I'm a bit surprised. If that is true, that's a bit weird. I would have thought that would have still been a thing. But held items, like, it kind of makes sense with what the game is. That kind of feels right. But the abilities, I'd be a bit surprised. But maybe because it's not really... It's not meant to be a competitive game. Maybe they might not need them. I don't know, though.
No, as I say, if the combat looks like it's going to be totally different, which is how it kind of looks, and probably there's just no need for abilities. It's just not going to come into play. We'll see, though. I am looking forward to it.
That's good.
I think the thing I'm looking forward to most is getting my hands on it and then thinking, oh, I wonder what kind of stupid challenges I can do for this. I've already got another stupid challenge that I've put in front of people of Discord today. Actually, one of my mods messaged me, said they've moved house and they found a Bulbasaur hat and went, "Oh, do you want this?" It's like, "Fuck yeah, I want that." and they went, "Oh, maybe you should do a Bulbasaur only one." So I looked at it and went, "Fine. How about do a Bulbasaur only run, but for a twist on it, do the whole like mega randomized thing. So like all the wild encounters and trainer Pokemon are all completely random. So Dragonite on Route 1, yeah, fuck it, why not? Elite 4, Team of 6 Weedles, let's fucking go." Just a bit of spice, you know? Keep it more fresh.
That's one thing what I want to do. I've never done like a randomizer, so I'd be interested to try one.
Oh, the dead easy setup. Just download the Pokemon Universal Randomizer.
Yeah.
Just like attach a ROM to it and then just type in whatever you want, really. It's a doddle to use. It's really easy.
They are. It's good fun. I think I did one where I started with Bellsprout.
Yeah, I think I want to do a team of only 6 Weedles as well. But I don't know if I want to do that, but it's the kind of stupid shit I do.
Well, this is awkward.
I was going to say I've pretty much spoken about everything which I've done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what else? What else have we been playing?
Things I've been playing. I've played a fuck ton more of the latest card just because I was one. I think.
Yeah, it is. There's too much reliance on just healing and not actual damage dealing.
Yeah. So I've been trying to get all the miracles, so I've actually done that. I think I've only got in terms of the Covenant stuff, done all of them except the Sunlight. But unless I start helping people out, the only other way I'm going to do it is having 10 humanity and just kill the Sunlight maggots.
Oh, good luck with that.
Yeah.
You're gonna go for the whole Quailag thing. Not Quailag. So you can get the shortcut.
Oh yeah, I'll do that and then put the 10 humanity on. Yeah. Well, as soon as I've beaten the Fire Sage demon, it doesn't matter because I have a quick access then.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. But that's about the only other games I've played. I see this will be for Brandon. Brandon and I mined 6,000 rune essence on Runescape, and now I'm getting all the free runes. I'm using 1,000 of my rune essence for each one.
Jesus Christ!
I finished air today, and now I'm on to mind.
I was going to say, how painful is it to do that, like rune crafting? Because at the moment, I'm leveling up my fletching, and I'm at level 70 fletching now, nearly level 71.
Fucking hell!
Making bank, mate.
I bet.
Oh, yeah, we still got to do Shield of Arrow, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not a member yet, anyway. So I said I wanted to get to a certain point, and then I might become a member. So I hardly play RuneScape. Unlike you.
I've been playing it all the time, mate.
Yeah,
I'm fucking addicted. If it's not Genshin Impact, it's RuneScape.
Fucking hell.
I can't help it. Because I'm trying to. It's gonna sound really bad, but I want to complete baseline RuneScape as fast as I can, purely because I want to play the Iron Man game mode at some point. And for those of you who are out there who don't know, like what's new to RuneScape is on old school RuneScape, they've now got an Iron Man mode where basically you play normally, but you cannot use the Grand Exchange. It's basically what RuneScape was before the Grand Exchange got introduced, where the only way you can obviously find items is you need to physically find them in the game world. And obviously that can make some quests like such a pain to do. Like if it's got like one specific item or one specific quest, which is needed for a quest you need much later on. But if you accidentally throw it away, you then got to backtrack all the way over there to get said item. But yeah, I really, really want to give that a go. I don't know. I want to see how easy or difficult it is. I think that'll be very interesting.
I don't think I'll do it. I'll probably just have this one account and that'll be it. I've put too much time.
I know, that's why I said like after I've, it's going to sound really bad, but after I've 99'd everything, then I'll do it. Which is a bit over ambitious. But yeah, that's one thing I'm definitely looking forward to doing at some point.
So, I seen, Dan, that you said on the last episode that Pokemon Unite went from being a game that you were enjoying to like one of your worst games of the year.
I wouldn't say it's the worst game of the year, but I've just been like, I've had no desire to go back to it.
Well, I have seen that Pokemon Unite has cropped up several times in several lists of like worst games of the year for just being like a predatory mess. So,
Really?
Yeah.
So yeah, just a horrendous cash grab kind of thing, which obviously was my thoughts of it initially. But that seems to be like one of the worst things that came out, like generally just across the board. Is that game?
Yeah. Metroid Dread was heavily praised. Same with Resident Evil 8.
Yeah, those two I've seen. Well,
I've hardly seen anything about Subnautica.
Probably because
not
it's
seen anyone
still
mention
on the indie scale.
Yeah.
maybe.
Because that's basically what it is. Like, it hasn't really established itself as like a mainstream game. It's still considered indie. Because, I mean, no one's really heard of the studio that's done it, but anyone who's played the game has fell in love with it. So I reckon it depends on like where they take themselves. Like, if a third Subnautica game comes out, because the cliffhanger at the end of Sub-Zero is you're on a new planet. Where does that take us? So that'd be very interesting. But I mean, there's only so much they could probably do. Because I mean, we've had, normal Subnautica, which is arguably tropical. Then you've got Below Zero, which is set in like Arctic. Like, how many different oceans can you possibly have as Subnautica, if that makes sense?
Yeah.
Who knows? Until they can establish themselves as like more mainstream to other studios, then I think it'll be very difficult to identify like a crowd who really give it its due. It's the same thing as Terraria. Like, Terraria is an older game, but no one like goes out their way to say, just how good Terraria is, because it just falls shadow to, Minecraft and Mojang. Because more people just play it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen Ratchet and Clank was nominated for one of the games of the year as well, which I suppose I may have to agree with, because even though I thought it was fine, I did finish it twice, which is one and a bit times more than I've actually finished Metroid Dread, because I still haven't finished the damn thing. I keep meaning to get around to it. I even bought myself a Metroid Dread controller from game for my Switch, like a proper one.
You know what I have coming this week?
Yeah.
The amiibos of Metroid Dread.
Oh, nice.
I don't know why. I was just like, you know what, I'm going to buy them. So they'll be coming. I think the latest Thursday, but it might be in the next couple of days. So I'll have those two shiny figures to look at, of Samus Aran and the Emmy.
Oh, nice. All right, then.
I know they give you an extra health tank, apparently. Not that I think that matters too much.
Well, since we're on the subject, and we've not said it before, what are both of your guys' thoughts on amiibos as a whole?
No idea what it is.
What, you don't know what an amiibo is?
Nope.
You don't? Okay.
Googling it now.
Well, we better explain anyway for everyone at home. An
amiibo, is it like
amiibo,
budget Funko Pops?
I'd say they're better than Funko Pops. Funko Pops are shit.
You know what I mean? It's just like another sort of statue thing. Figure.
Yeah, but they're like properly proportioned.
Yeah.
And
they actually look like what they're meant to be.
And they're handmade. Each one are done by hand.
Which basically means they're fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Or can be, at least.
Ooh, some of those look well good. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The two I've bought, they're in a pack, and I got them for quite a decent price, because you could buy them for about 50 quid, and I've paid far less than that for both of them. I found a really good deal, and I was like, I don't know why I decided to just randomly buy them. I had a bit of a Metroid nostalgia while I was off, and I was played a bit of Metroid Prime 1 and 2. I went on to Metroid Prime 2, and I could not do the screw attack, and I was like, damn, I'm fucking rusty. I was like, I'm doing what it says, and I cannot do it, so I'm probably never going to continue that on that game.
Yeah, screw attacking Metroid's always been a bit weird, isn't it? Like, especially in like the original Game Boy Samus Returns. It's terrible in that. It's like, I swear, you get the rhythm down, and it just like decides it just doesn't want to work. It's like you'll get like the jump off about 6-7 times in a row, no problem, and the 8th time it says, nah, didn't register that jump input. Fucker. Yeah, weird power. But yeah, going back slightly. So if anyone doesn't know, an amiibo is like a little statue of like a video game character made by Nintendo. But the biggest selling point of them is they've basically got computer chips in them, where if you put them on the Switch or like the 3DS, they can unlock content.
And the Wii U.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yes, to which I have mixed feelings on because essentially it's just DLC again.
Some of
like
it, yeah.
it really depends on each one though.
Because in Skyward Sword, the HD version, they basically the amiibo for that allowed you to instantly fast travel.
Yes, which would have been a fucking godsend. That should have been in the game anyway.
Yeah.
Another example. I know it's Samus Returns again, but the remake of it, the amiibo for that allows you to unlock Zero Suit mode, which is basically hard mode. So an entire difficulty mode is locked behind an amiibo.
That amiibo looks amazing, by the way, but that's a shitty thing to do.
It really is, yeah. I mean, I have one amiibo, which is Solaire from Dark Souls. And the only reason I have that is because I bought a special edition of Dark Souls Remastered for the Switch, which came with the amiibo thrown in. But all that does is like unlocks the Praise the Sun gesture. That's all it does.
Yeah.
Which you get early game anyway. So I have nothing bad to say about that one. But it just looks cool. And it's Solaire, so of course I've got it.
Like, honestly, the amiibos look really good. I think when they start blocking certain aspects of the game, like fast travel or difficulty, then I'm more skeptical about getting them, or are they actually good things to have?
Yeah. See, this is the worst thing in my opinion. It's like unlocking difficulty modes behind DLC is one thing, but because it's a physical statue, and I must point out, can't stress this enough, that some of them go for an immense amount of money. There's just no way like you're gonna unlock some stuff. Like I've mentioned it before, but like Zero Suit Samus, you try and buy one of those amiibos, they're very expensive. So
yeah, I bet.
And there's just like no way you can unlock that mode if you wanted to play it. It's not like it's an option in like the eShop at all either.
Like
Which it's really shitty.
Some are still quite cheap because I bought Link for my friend. Not this Christmas, but the Christmas before. And that I think that's about 10. No, how much was that? Oh, I just realised he listens to this podcast, so I'm probably going to tell him how much I spent on part of his Christmas present.
It cost amount of money.
I think it was either £10 or £15. Between that, I can't remember. But I didn't think the price I paid was bad for what I got, and I knew he had games that could use it, and I didn't just get him that. I got him some other stuff as well, so that was just part of it. But I thought like the price I paid for that wasn't that bad. But some of them, especially when you go on like eBay, they are ridiculous amounts of money.
Yeah, I don't think it's as big as an issue as it was. I think about 4 years ago it like really peaked. Like some of them you just could not get for love nor money, and there was a real problem with scalpers.
Yeah,
I think it's downplayed a bit now. I've noticed Nintendo don't seem to advertise amiibos much anymore. Like, yeah, I know they still produce them, but you never really see them advertised.
Oh, well, I've never heard of them.
Yeah, I can't believe you've never heard of them.
No, living on the rock, mate. Love it.
Like some of them look absolutely amazing, but
I was looking at the Bayonetta ones and the Link ones. I was like, they look so nice.
Yeah,
they are. That's the one thing. That's why I'm split on them. Is like the DLC locks are shitty, but they are nice little statues in their own right. And if you were to buy like a statue of something, that'll probably cost you like 15 quid minimum anyway.
Yeah.
So for like, if you can get like a statue of Link for like a £5 or something, and they're well made, let's say handmade, then fair enough. Can't argue with that. It looks good on the shelf. So
I think it's the fact that they're done by hand also kind of makes me like them even more.
Yes, my Solaire looks very good on my shelf. Although it is kind of blocked now by the Dark Souls frame you've got me.
Yeah.
Covered in it. I need to find a new home for him.
Well, right now for me, I'm a bit of a personal, some personal stuff. I'm getting my room decorated, or I'm actually doing it myself with my mum, and so I've had to move all my stuff out of my room. So all my figures are just on my chest of drawers next to where I'm in the room I am now. So they're all just like clumped kind of together, not spaced out like they were. So I've got like 3 Link figurines, not statues, figurines, and they're all like closely together. I've got a Voltron Lego model. It's just massive. It's just like sitting there. And I've got like some Naruto figurines that are all clumped together as well. And I've got like a My Hero Academia figurine as well. That's just like there, and they're all just clumped together. Just like, oh, I can't put them anywhere else apart from on these chest of drawers.
I was just thinking of your Voltron figure made out of Lego. I'm thinking the compound word will be Volgo, who I'm pretty sure is the name of a character from Soul Edge.
Do you know Voltron?
I know Voltron.
Yeah. You seen the Lego model? I'll send you a picture. It looks amazing.
Can't say I have. I imagine it looks like a Voltron model made out of Lego, but that's probably my lack of imagination coming through there.
You're correct, but what's special about it is you make all 5 lions, and then you just put them together, and it's so cool.
So long as you don't snort those lines, that's okay.
I'd say, Dave, like you're on the topic of you moving all your figures and stuff out. Remember, I'm in the process of getting ready to move house.
Yeah.
And I've basically started to like box half my stuff. And my manga alone, you know, like multi-pack boxes of crisps. You know that size of boxes.
Yeah.
I filled up 4 of those.
I had to move.
They're so heavy.
I had to move a cupboard. Excuse me. One shelf is just filled with my books and manga, and oh my gosh, I was like, I should really take this all out, and I was like, fuck that, I'm just gonna move it. But oh my gosh, it's heavy as shit.
Yeah. My god.
I had to move out the drawer at the top because it has one of my 40k armies. So I was like, I ain't moving it with this drawing with my models. So that just was on my bed, and I just moving this cupboard, and oh my gosh, I was like, 1, I should take all the manga out. 2, I should ask my mum for help. 3, I was like, I'm gonna be stupid and just move it on my own and not ask for help. And that's what I did.
Well, I haven't moved house. I am not intending to move anywhere. Frankly, I don't want to move out of bed if I can help it. But I did have a wardrobe clear out this weekend because I went and spent a bit of money and bought myself some like new jeans. And you're like, you know what? I'm just going to clear out my wardrobe. I'm fed up with it in there because it is generally nice and tidy, but there's a load of stuff I just never wear anymore. So I thought, right, that's it. I'm going to go through it all, donate some to charity. But I think the hardest part is of my wardrobe, and I don't know how you guys can relate to this, but it's old gig shirts. The shirts that you do not want to get rid of for obvious reasons, because you know the gigs that you went to, but you know you're never going to wear them anymore because like they're so old, and in my case I wear them a lot, so they're starting to like fall apart.
Yeah,
So,
I know that because like, I've got a chest of drawers. My chest of drawers has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shelves. And the middle shelf has just basically all just black shirts of like Download Festival, Metallica, Slipknot, Parkway Drive. I'm just like, oh, I've got too many black items of clothing.
Oh, I'm the same. I've got 2 drawers on one of my chest drawers, which are just t-shirts, and it's now got to the point where the top one are the nice ones, and the one underneath are my work ones, and slowly more going into my work ones, so some of them are my gig ones. So a lot of my Download Festival ones are now I now wear to work.
isn't there isn't there always something inherently sad about a shirt that you really liked at one point, now turning into the T-shirt that you just start to do the painting?
Yeah.
For me, it happens weird. Like if it's a shirt which I'm ready to part with, I turn it into like a workout shirt, so I don't mind if it gets sweaty and messy.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, mine sort of naturally turn into that over time. I mean, if you guys are anything like me, like so we do all the washing in the house, but I tend to find myself wearing like the same 4 or 5 shirts because instead of like putting them onto hangers and back in my wardrobe, I just put them straight back on again before I even get to that stage. It's like, oh, I only wore this shirt like 3 days ago. It's like, yeah, but on the plus side, it's got Danny DeVito on it, so of course I'm gonna fucking wear it.
That's what I was like when I got my Chainsaw Man jumper. I was like, I'm not putting this in the wash after I've just got it today on Christmas. I'm gonna wear it another day, or maybe the day after that. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna wear it for a good amount before I put it in the wash, and I did.
I mean, we've nearly always got like a wash load on in our house, so our stuff comes through the laundry fairly quickly. But I only bought myself this Die Hard jumper. It only came in the post like 2 weeks ago, and I swear I've worn it at least half a dozen times. And I think, am I the kind of guy who's going to have this shirt on in every single picture I'm in there? But I thought, no, fuck it. It's the only jumper I have. It's getting cold. It's winter. So it just looks like I'm going to be one of those people you like looking at it. It's like, he's wearing that shirt again. Does he ever wash the damn thing? It's like,
I think I'm the same for work shirts.
Yeah. It's what's awkward with work is maybe not work. Okay, well no, it is. So one of my friends at work, him and I both have a T-shirt that we both wear for work, and right now neither of us have worn it the same day. But I'm scared that one day we're both gonna get into work and we're both gonna be wearing that same T-shirt. So I think I'm
embarrassing.
Right now I'm trying to make sure that either he wears it before I do, or I wear it before he does.
The fashion police will be after your asses.
But what else is, I have another T-shirt that he has as well. Luckily, he doesn't. That T-shirt I don't wear for work, but he does. But he does wear it outside of work too. So I'm like, I don't want to go outside of work and I'm wearing it and then he's wearing it. So I kind of can't get away. The one outside.
I don't have that luxury. No one else wears the same stuff as me, so I'm quite happy about that.
Generally, no one does. So it's only those 2 T-shirts. Otherwise, I'm fine.
all right, here's a random question that just popped in my head. Might be a good little way to wrap up the episode. So if you were a character in the game, what would your default outfits be? Like if you're like in an RPG, what would your battle outfit look like, and what would you look like when you like in relaxed, chilling at home, kind of thing?
I don't know.
Or if you had a little amiibo of yourself, what would you be wearing?
Probably pajamas, because that's all I seem to fucking wear.
Yeah, that is you. That is literally you, Brandon. Like, so Brandon can't stay around mine. This was a couple of years ago. He stayed around mine a few years back, and we watched Gantz when he came round, and Tokyo Ghoul, I think. Was it? No. Did we watch Tokyo Ghoul as well, or was it Seven Deadly Sins? It was one of the two.
I don't know what it was. It was definitely Gantz. Was it then? It might have been Seven Deadly Sins.
I think it was Seven Deadly Sins.
Yeah, I think it was.
And he was wearing his pajamas.
Yeah, as soon as I got round, I was like, Dan, Jotomate, I need to get changed. I need to get fit for battle.
He just wore his pajamas. And I was like, cool. Whatever floats your boat, I don't care. But I can admit he wears pajamas. Like, a lot.
When I was a kid, obviously if I woke up like wearing like short pajamas, like shorts, t-shirt, whatever.
Yeah.
As a kid, I'd go to school, and if I didn't feel like taking my pajamas off, I'd just put my school uniform over my pajamas. So that way, as soon as I get home, I could just take my school clothes off, and I'm already in my pajamas. So I was like trying to be overly efficient with my time there.
Efficient or lazy, you decide.
I wore pajamas till I was 20, I think, and then the relationship I had at the time, they basically said something about my pajamas, and then I've never worn pajamas since.
They made you take off your dinosaur pajamas, have they?
I mean, I've got like 3 PlayStation pajamas. I've got an Xbox pajamas. I've got an Assassin's Creed, a Game of Thrones. I've got a Minions one. I've got Shrek Christmas ones.
There you go. That's the amiibo. Brandon in Shrek pajamas.
To be honest, I know people older than who are about my age or older who wear pajamas, so I don't think it matters. But they're not for me.
I don't own
27 pajamas, and I'm never looking back on anything else. I feel uncomfortable if I have anything less on. Like I've had times, right, especially like it just happens at random points throughout the year. I'll go to bed in my pajamas, but I wake up in my boxers, and I've got no recollection of how that happened. And then I'll look around my bed. I'm just like, why is my pajama top underneath my pillow? Like, how did I get there? Why are my pajama bottoms also at my head?
Spanky, he sleepwalks.
Bet he does, or at least sleeps.
So you would wear pajamas, Brandon?
Yes.
I think I would wear a Hard Times clothing t-shirt. Either, if the Hard Time clothing t-shirt was black, I'd wear blue jeans. If it was any other colour than, if it was maybe a white t-shirt, I'd wear black jeans. And then I'd wear a coat of some sort. I've got like a green coat I really like, so it would probably be that. So it would be probably one of those two. The same coat, but either a black t-shirt and blue jeans, or a white t-shirt and black jeans with my trainers, with my either brown or grey trainers. Probably that would be my attire. So I think that's a bit boring, but that is very me.
Fair enough. I suppose because I wear them a lot, I'll just have to be in my work clothes. So just black shoes, black trousers, black long sleeve button up shirt. So I look quite smart. But then I can like go into hyper mode, like when I go to reach my limit break or something. That's when I roll up my long sleeves to get my tats showing, and like undo the top couple of buttons to see like I've got like a sort of death metal shirt underneath. That's what I mean business, because that's what I do at work. It's like when I've been running around, the adrenaline kicks in. I'm starting to get really hot from running around, so it's like, right, sleeves rolled up, let's do this, let's go. And for added edge, I've got a really cool leather jacket that I like looking around here. So I've shot that on as well if we're going to super duper hyper mode. But yeah, that's mine. So yeah, it's full on smart black shirt, trousers, boom, got the part. I kind of think I'd look like the devil if he dressed up and took you on human form.
Well, there you go. There would be our amiibos.
Yeah.
Or, I guess on that bombshell, we'll probably finish this for another few. I can't speak now. Finish this. I can't speak.
Well, it looks like we're not going to finish this because Dan can't finish the episode.
Finish this.
Finish him.
As always, thank you for what I oh my gosh, I can't speak.
Thank you for not watching, but thank you for listening.
Oh my gosh.
If you have been watching this, then maybe it's because it's made it to the short clip section of our YouTube channel, which may or not be coming soon. We'll see.
Yeah, I look forward to doing that.
Yeah. More workload for Brandon. Maybe you can make him sweat in his pajamas.
Don't do that, because I'll end up taking them off.
Don't film that and put it on YouTube.
YouTube after dark.
Just turn on the dark mode theme. You're all right. That amiibo not coming soon.
So, thanks for listening, and we hope you have a fantastic 2022.
And don't
Hopefully-
forget to wish me a happy birthday when this episode drops.
So,
Take care, guys.
be safe as
Bye.
always, because COVID is a strange thing. You never know what's going to happen.
Nope.
We'll see you next
Well,
time.
that's a nice way to do it.
That's very cheerful.
Yay!
Be safe.